This week we read Parshat Bishalach, with features God splitting the Red Sea for the Jewish people, the Jews crossing through, the Egyptians meeting their demise, and the song at the sea. But shortly after they cross the Red Sea, the Jewish people are thirsty, and rightfully so. You're in a desert, it's hot. It makes sense. So they come to a place called Marah, which features a giant lake. The Jewish people are thrilled. But it says they can't drink the water. Ki marimheim, for they are bitter. And the implication is that the water was too bitter, and therefore they couldn't drink. The Baal Shem Tov says you're not reading the pasuk the right way. It's really they couldn't drink the water, for they, the Jewish people, were bitter. And thus they reflected their attitude upon everything around them. And thus the sweetest water in the world would have been bitter. So what does God tell Moshe to do? He tells him to take a tree. Moshe takes a tree and throws it in the water. And all of a sudden the water is sweet. What is this tree? And scientifically, does that really work? Of course not. But Eitz Chaim Hila Machazikim Ba. The Torah is a tree of life. The Jewish people had just fled from Egypt, but they didn't know where they were going. They didn't know what their purpose was. So by throwing this tree, by throwing Torah into the water, all of a sudden everything made sense. Now there was purpose. There was reason. Life could be positive once again. The Jewish people were no longer bitter, and thus they could appreciate the water. The lessons are twofold. Our perception of reality becomes reality. So let's try to have a good perception. And lesson 2 is that meaning and Torah can make the world a much more pleasant place. Have a great week.